Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to Football Worldwide for Culture Corner, the renamed segment for what was previously Serie A Roundtable. But I figured with so much happening in the world of Italian football, it's not fair to just pretty much stick to just fixtures and results. I want to be able to engage people on this platform and be able to bring in very, very well liked and respected guests to talk about all things, whether it's First Division, Second Division, Coppa Italia, what goes on in the background, and yeah, every little thing that I find interesting about culture and Italian football. So I guess we'll start today's short video by looking at the Coppa Italia bracket, which is now set after Atalanta, Juve and Lazio joins the likes of Inter, Roma, Cremonese and Torino, and I think I might actually be forgetting one other side in the quarter finals. No doubt a team like Inter under Simone Inzaghi, who is a bit of a cup merchant, will be looking at this tournament now after winning the Supercoppa, thinking, well, with Milan and Napoli out of this tournament, two of my biggest rivals are now out. This is a much more winnable cup than it was a couple of weeks ago. Inzaghi, speaking of the Supercoppa, Inter defeated Milan 3-0 to gather the first piece of domestic silverware for the season. A great result for Inter moving forward and a great injection of confidence that the team will need going forward, especially with their own problems going on in the background with management, with their economic situation, and the inevitable departure of who is supposed to be their future captain, Milan Skriniar. He's about 95% out of the door as of the news this morning. So all of the clubs are struggling in one way or another. Even Napoli, to an extent, is starting to hit the gas, starting to run out of gas just a little bit. But their stellar start to the season is probably what's going to push them over the line, in my opinion. Now, the elephant in the room, of course, is the 15-point deduction that Juventus received this morning for me waking up, maybe last night, if you're in Europe or anywhere else. This is the first of 3 or 4 trials that they need to attend. So while I don't believe this is a large punishment to an extent, I mean, 15 points is bad. I mean, let's face it, that puts Juventus out of the European zone. They're about 12 points off a Champions League spot. They're going to have to be almost perfect from now until the end of the season. I wouldn't even count them out to make that Champions League spot, though. But more importantly, they get to appeal this, but is it in their best interest to appeal it? Because this is just for the plusvalenza. They still need to face court on criminal charges of inflating their assets and manipulating the stock market. They've got plenty of shareholders involved who are not happy now. You're about to move away from the sporting sanctions and moving to criminal proceedings. So watch this space and watch and see what happens in the background, because one thing's for sure, that's not over. That's just beginning. That is just beginning. That's probably the smallest of the punishments that they can possibly get. I wouldn't be surprised if a UEFA ban or a transfer ban follows this, but I don't think that they're going to get relegated. I've never thought that they're going to get relegated, but we'll cover a little bit more of that as the news comes out. So yeah, overall, Milan are 1 win, 2 draws and 2 losses since starting the year again. They did not adequately replace some players that left, and I think they are now looking at a squad that doesn't exactly have that injection of Zlatan Ibrahimovic's ego and motivation and fear factor to push them over the line. Some of their players I just don't think are Milan caliber. Milan are one of my biggest rivals, one of our biggest rivals, Inter, but there's an element of respect there. There are so many players on that Milan pitch that I watch in the Supercoppa that I'm like, they don't deserve to wear this Milan shirt. This Milan shirt is too hard and heavy for some of these kids. And that's what I truly believe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So yeah, Coppa Italia quarterfinal bracket set. Inter collect their first piece of domestic silverware this season. Milan Skriniar probably out the door for Inter, which is shocking for Inter. Juve have received their first capital punishment of minus 15 points. And there are some court sanctions as well for the likes of Agnelli, Paratici, Cherubini, Arrivabene, and Nedved. That's pretty much it from the cultural community, from the cultural world at the moment. But I'll definitely be back with more content. So, ciao, be nice to one another.